This is a brief overview of how you can use the Group Tools discussion board to create a group discussion activity. So in this example, I've added the Groups tool to my course menu by going to the Add button, choosing Tool Link, choosing the Groups tool, giving it a name, making it available to users, and then clicking Submit. Okay, so I'll just remove the extra one I've made here. And when I am on the groups page, I can look at any of the tools here to create a group. And I have created a group here called Group 1 Discussion Activity. I'll follow the same steps I used to create this group discussion activity to create a second group. So I'm going to go to Create, and then I'll choose Manual Enroll. On the Create Group screen, I will call this Group 2 Discussion Activity. And if you want to, you can add descriptions or instructions here. I'm going to copy something here. This isn't the discussion board itself, but it's going to basically tell the students what we're going to do with the group. Okay, so under group is visible to student, make that set to yes. And then under tool availability, take away any tools you don't want students to access. So we're only going to use the discussion board. And here, notice that if you use the default setting, they can create their own forums. I'm going to create my own forum, and it's going to be a graded forum. So I'm going to elect do not allow student group members to create their own forums. Okay, and then under membership, click add users, and then choose the students who will be a part of that group. Click submit, and then click submit at the bottom. So now that you have the group, we're going to configure the group discussion board. So go ahead and click on the group, and then click on their group discussion board. Here is the group discussion board that's already been created in the forum that's been created for this group activity, and you can go ahead and edit this and paste your question or instructions in the description area here. Under forum availability, make sure it's set to yes. Forum settings, you can customize your settings if you want this to be a graded activity. Choose grade discussion forum, set it to a number of points possible, and then choose how many posts students will need to complete before their work is marked with needs grading status. By default, it's 1. If you want students to create a response and then reply to another student, you can make that a higher value. Okay, and then everything else you can pretty much leave the way it is. If you want to allow students to subscribe to the forum, you can choose one of these options here. That will allow them to get email alerts whenever somebody replies to them or adds something to their forum. And that's optional, but everything else I recommend leaving the way it is. Okay. Okay. So that is how the graded discussion forum is created for the group. Now, if you leave this the way it is, they'll have to advise students to come to the groups tool, and then they'll see the group that they're a part of and the question, and they'll click on this link, and then they'll be able to access their discussion board. So we'll give it a try here. I'm going to toggle into student preview mode, and here we are. I have my course I'm looking at as a student, and I added my student to group 2 discussion activity, and here they can go right to their group discussion board and click on the discussion board and then create their thread. Right? So that's how they can get into that. There's other ways that you could share the group. If you wanted to share a link to the group within a content area in a course, you could go to the content area, and in the folder that you want to post that content in, you can go to tools, and then you could choose groups, and here you could either link to the groups page. Well, we'll give that a shot here. Group activity, that'll be the name. Okay, so it's just a link. So if I were to look at this as a student and go to weekly lessons, here's the link to the group activity. I'll click on this and then I'll see that here's the group that I'm a member of, and here's the question, and I can click on this and drill down and go to my discussion and participate. So that might be the best option if you wanted to integrate that activity directly within your content, creating that direct link to the group. With that will allow you to put instructions in that tell the student what to do. And once the student completes the activity, there should be columns in the Grade Center that are associated with these graded group discussions. So their status and grades will be associated with one of these columns depending on their group membership. What's grayed out here is it just indicates that this student's not a part of that particular group. So this scoring doesn't apply to them. Their assignment is to group 2. For Brett Brackett here is in group 2, so he will have a score and information that applies over here. Okay, so that is the basics of creating a group graded discussion.